All right, we're going to continue Lecture 1 with Lecture 2. So this will be Part 2 of how the Cold War begins. We left off with some of the policies we have for containment. So now we'll continue those. We have tensions in Berlin. Post-war Germany is divided. We've discussed it on the Europe as well is divided. Eastern Europe is controlled by the Soviet Union. Western Europe is controlled by democracies. Okay, Germany is going to be divided as well. The capital city of Berlin is going to be split, but the city is in East Germany. Okay, so that means while Berlin, which is here, okay, and I clicked on that by accident, this is Berlin, it is in it's in Soviet territory. Okay, everything to the right, all that red is Soviet Union. Berlin is in the middle of it, but it is split between America and Great Britain. Stalin wants control of all of Berlin. So he's going to set up a blockade to try and force Americans to abandon the city. What that means is he's going to block roads and prevent any American aid from getting into Berlin, which is going to obviously upset us. Okay, so our plan is to not abandon Berlin. We're going to have access to Berlin was not guaranteed in our agreement at the Yalta Conference. This is the first crisis of the Cold War. We decide to deliver supplies and food to the city by plane rather than to back down. Okay? And I'll go back real quick. So here is Berlin. We are not able to get in through roads anyway. So we're going to fly over from our zones, okay, over to Berlin, drop air supplies, and come back. Okay. Now we're going to do this for almost a year, 327 days. In those 327 days, we have a total of 277,000 flights. We dropped 2.3 million tons of supplies. Okay. And so the purpose of this was to get us to, or the purpose of this blockade was to stop us from helping Berlin. The blockade is obviously failing. So in order to just stop wasting resource, the Soviets lift the blockade and allow us access to Berlin. This is an early Cold War victory for us. We could have backed down, but we did not. So one of our first major issues in the Cold War, which is the Berlin crisis, we have actually won. Okay, so now, we feel a little better about ourselves. All right, now, these are just images of the Berlin airlift. And I believe this is your last slide here. Formation of NATO. May 1949, West Germany officially becomes a new nation. The Soviet actions in Berlin worry the United States and Western Europe. Okay, so we're a little upset if they can try to blockade Berlin from us, from the United States. What else would they do? So on April 4th, 1949, the United States and all of its allies form NATO, an organization called the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And this is a defensive alliance against the Soviet Union. The Soviets will answer, and they will come up with the Warsaw Pact, which will form in 1995. So just to give you a better example, we've got this map here. Here are your NATO states in blue. We form NATO to prevent this red from spreading. Remember, communism is, a disease. If it's red, is that disease. If it's red, it's dead. Okay, we want to stop the red from spreading. In order to do that, we form the NATO states, and we want to contain this. And you can see here clearly this is the Warsaw Pact. They are created in retaliation to the formation of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Those are your notes. Be prepared for your quiz, and do not forget your entrance ticket.